Welcome to Headphone News, Montreal edition for Thursday, November 28, 2024.
Quebec bans non-compliant mopeds for safety. Quebec has enacted a ban on certain mopeds and motorcycles that fail to meet safety standards. This legislation took effect on July 30, 2024, to improve safety on bike paths in Montreal. Cyclist advocates report a significant increase in comfort since the ban was enforced. The Société de l'Assurance Automobile du Québec, known as SAAQ, indicates that these vehicles can reach high speeds and pose risks to cyclists and pedestrians. Since the ban, police have issued 244 tickets to those operating non-compliant vehicles on public roads. Concerns persist about the impact on the growing electric unicycle industry. Ongoing discussions focus on finding a balance between safety regulations and the needs of emerging transportation options.
Allergen warning for food products in Montreal. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food in Quebec has issued a warning regarding allergenic substances found in food products at Marché Épicure, a grocery store located in Montreal, Canada. Several salads and chicken noodle soups were sold without proper labels that indicate allergens like wheat, soy, mustard, shellfish, and fish. Consumers with allergies are urged to avoid these products. The store has begun a recall of the affected items. Customers should return these products or dispose of them to ensure their safety. This situation underscores the importance of food safety regulations and the potential health risks linked to allergen exposure.
Montreal's parking revenue reaches new heights. Montreal, in Quebec, Canada, has achieved a record revenue of $73 million Canadian dollars from paid parking in 2024, which is approximately $54 million US dollars. The Agency for Sustainable Mobility introduced 1,735 new parking meters this year, bringing the total number of paid parking spaces to 19,000. The city also plans to extend paid parking hours until 11 p.m. in select downtown areas. Additionally, there are plans to implement technology that reads license plates to enhance parking enforcement. These initiatives aim to alleviate traffic congestion and provide a better parking experience for drivers.
Apology for dog culling in Nunavik. On November 25, 2024, the Canadian government apologized for the mass culling of sled dogs in Nunavik, Quebec. This tragic event took place during the 1950s and 1960s, resulting in the slaughter of over 1,000 sled dogs, which were vital to the Inuit way of life. The government announced a compensation package of 45 million Canadian dollars, about $33.5 million US dollars, to support survivors and help revitalize Inuit culture, especially the practice of dog sledding. Inuit elders shared their painful memories of the culling, emphasizing the lasting trauma felt by their community. This apology marks an important step toward recognition and healing, acknowledging past injustices and promoting cultural revitalization.
Shooting incident in Montreal's Rosemont Borough. A shooting incident took place in the Rosemont-La Petite Patrie area of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. A 21-year-old man was shot and transported to the hospital. His condition is serious but not life-threatening. Witnesses reported that several suspects broke into an apartment, shot the man, and fled the scene. Police received the emergency call around 6 p.m. on Tuesday. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. This incident raises concerns about safety in the community and has sparked discussions about crime rates and local law enforcement responses.
Quebec Liberals propose ban on drug sites near schools. The Quebec Liberal Party has proposed a bill to ban supervised drug consumption sites within 150 meters of schools and daycares in Montreal, and 250 meters in other parts of Quebec. This decision comes after community concerns about safety near the Maison Benoit Labre Center, which opened in April 2023. Residents have reported issues like theft and violence since the center started operating. Liberal MP Marwa Rizki highlighted the importance of this legislation to protect children from exposure to intoxicated individuals. Meanwhile, Minister Lionel Carmont is developing a separate bill to tackle these concerns. Recent reports from Ontario show a significant rise in crime rates near similar sites, adding to worries about public safety.
Montreal plans pedestrian-only squares on Sainte-Catherine Street. Montreal city officials announced plans to turn parts of Sainte-Catherine Street, the city's busiest shopping area, into pedestrian-only public squares. The new squares, Place McGill and Place Concordia, aim to improve the experience for pedestrians and add more green spaces. Construction is set to begin in summer 2025. Mayor Plante emphasized the project's importance for addressing climate change and supporting local communities. However, some local business groups raised concerns about the lack of public consultation and the potential negative effects on businesses. The SDC Montreal downtown pointed out that only 11% of survey respondents supported permanent pedestrianization. Business leaders expressed worries that the redevelopment could disrupt the already struggling commercial environment, with 25% of businesses reported as closed in the area. The city defended the project, citing studies that show pedestrian-friendly environments can boost economic activity. This redevelopment reflects Montreal's ongoing commitment to urban revitalization and sustainability, but it raises important questions about balancing development with the needs of the community.
Quebec petition for free contraception. A petition seeking free access to contraception in Quebec has gathered nearly 100,000 signatures. Ruba Guzel, a spokesperson for Quebec Solidarity, presented the petition to the National Assembly. This initiative has gained momentum in response to concerns about women's rights following the election of Donald Trump in the United States. Many in Quebec aim to alleviate the financial burden of contraception, particularly during a time of rising living costs. Research indicates that 25% of young women do not use contraception due to its expense. The petition also notes that 40% of pregnancies in Canada are unplanned. The Legault government is required to respond to the petition by the end of January 2025. This effort seeks to promote equality and ensure that everyone can make informed choices regarding their reproductive health.
Liberal MPs support expanded rebate for seniors in Canada. In Ottawa, Ontario, some Liberal MPs are backing a proposal from the New Democratic Party to expand a $250 rebate to include seniors. Prime Minister Trudeau announced this rebate to help working Canadians cope with rising living costs. NDP leader Singh has urged that the rebate also assist non-working seniors and those on disability support. Liberal MPs Adam Van Couverden and Marcus Pawlowski stress the importance of providing more support for seniors. The Bloc Québécois is also calling for the rebate to cover fully retired seniors. This proposed rebate of $250 Canadian dollars is about $185 United States dollars.
Protests in Montreal demand tenant rights reform. On November 27, 2024, a major protest took place in Montreal, Quebec. The Regroupement des Comités Logement et Associations de Locataires du Québec, or RCLALQ, organized the event to highlight the difficulties tenants face. Demonstrators called for reforms to the Tribunal Administratif du Logement, known as TAL, which many believe favors landlords over tenants. To symbolize long waiting times and frustrations in accessing justice, protesters set up chairs outside the TAL office. This event aimed to raise awareness about the ongoing housing crisis and the urgent need for fair treatment of tenants in Quebec. A spokesperson for RCLALQ emphasized that the TAL currently prioritizes cases initiated by landlords, with 88% of cases being landlord-driven compared to just 12% initiated by tenants. This imbalance has created a lack of confidence in the system among tenants, who often struggle to get timely information and assistance.
Montreal plans major renovations for Sainte-Catherine Street. Montreal is set to renovate Sainte-Catherine Street West to replace aging pipes and enhance pedestrian accessibility. Mayor Plante announced that construction will start in summer 2025 and is expected to be completed by 2030. The project will include the creation of 2 pedestrian-only zones to make the area more welcoming for walkers. To assist local businesses during the construction, the city will invest approximately $700,000 and provide financial aid of up to $45,000 for affected business owners. This initiative aims to improve the street for both residents and visitors.
Boil water advisory in Montreal-North. A boil water advisory is in effect for the Montreal-North Borough in Quebec, Canada. This advisory impacts over 80,000 residents due to a drop in water pressure and a disruption in the water supply. Residents are advised to boil water for at least 1 minute before using it for drinking or personal hygiene, such as brushing teeth. The advisory started on the evening of November 27, 2024. At 7:30 p.m. Local authorities are actively working to resolve the issue and will keep the community updated. This situation emphasizes the need for safe drinking water and the health risks linked to contaminated water. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.